A voice narrates the dire state of the world, now devoid of essential things like air conditioning, oxygen, and sunrise. The narrator reflects on how these things were once taken for granted. He cannot remember how many days have passed since the sun collapsed, as it is difficult to tell time without a sunrise. He mocks the past belief that the sun would always rise, emphasizing the grim reality that it has now completely shut down, leaving the world without a source of fuel and plunging it into chaos. The story begins in a futuristic China, where society is almost entirely powered by solar energy. Sun Yang, a young, reclusive astronomer, is woken by his AI robot, Ilsa. Yang is deeply engaged in analyzing satellite data for Helios, a multi-million-dollar company that supplies 3/4 of China's solar power. Helios, led by its celebrated CEO Wang, has revolutionized energy consumption. While analyzing data, Yang notices a nearby star disappearing and suspects it might affect the sun. However, Ilsa dismisses this theory, citing the law of conservation of energy. Yang steps outside his apartment, observing every street and shop equipped with Helios-manufactured solar panels. Helios is on the verge of completing its solar energy network in District 4, the last area left. The company's logo is omnipresent, symbolizing its dominance. The efficient and futuristic infrastructure is a testament to society's reliance on solar power. The next day, Yang is woken by an emergency alarm on his computer, alerting him that the sun's luminosity has dropped by 15% and is continuing to drop rapidly. This alarming development validates Yang's earlier suspicions about the disappearing star. Yang contacts Helios CEO Wang, asking if he knew the sun was dying. Wang, instead of giving a direct answer, enigmatically asks Yang what he would do if today was the end of the world. Yang replies that he would try to survive, prompting Wang to give him an address to visit if he survives the day. Yang rushes to his neighbor Chen Mu's apartment to get a better view of the sunrise. As he stands by the window, he watches the sun flicker and die. Confused, Chen Mu asks Yang why he is there, but he ignores her, focused on the dying sun. TVs start broadcasting the event, and reports of a flickering moon from the other side of the world emerge. Suddenly, the flickering intensifies, and within seconds, everything goes dark, signaling the end of the sun. Yang returns to his apartment, where Ilsa informs him of the grim future. Temperatures will drop to 0 degrees Fahrenheit within a week and minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit within a year. Oxygen levels will deplete, and all forms of life will disappear, turning Earth into a frozen planet. Yang tells Chen Mu to leave the city and heads out himself. He witnesses widespread panic as people rush to grocery stores to stock up on supplies, but the lack of power prevents purchases. The lights, still functional, will only last for another 24 hours. As Yang makes his way to the location given by Wang, he is attacked by a mugger who steals his money and injures his leg. After regaining consciousness, Yang returns to his apartment, packs his clothes and some instant noodles. Chen Mu, carrying a backpack, asks for his help to call her parents. Yang, initially dismissive, changes his mind when she mentions owning a car. They agree to travel together, with Yang promising to take her to her parents' house after visiting Wang. As Yang and Chen Mu drive through the city, they encounter a massive traffic jam. Vehicles are at a standstill, and the atmosphere is tense, filled with honking horns, shouting, and palpable fear. Chen Mu steps out of the car to use the washroom, telling Yang to wait for her. She disappears into the crowded street to find a restroom. Left alone, Yang feels the weight of the situation and decides to drive away, thinking he might have a better chance alone. He starts the car and attempts to maneuver through the traffic. As Yang tries to inch forward, a group of desperate people notice him. They crowd around the car, shouting and pounding on the windows, forcing Yang to stop. Chen Mu returns, confused and panicked to see the car moved. She questions Yang, who lies, saying he was just trying to make a U-turn to find a quicker route. They eventually navigate through the jam and continue their journey. As night falls, the streets grow quiet and eerie. The once bustling city now seems abandoned, with only their cars' headlights and dim emergency lighting from buildings providing illumination. They reach Wang's home, a large, fortified mansion on the city's outskirts. The sturdy structure and faint light from within stand in stark contrast to the surrounding desolation. Inside, they find a group of people seeking refuge. The atmosphere is heavy with fear and resignation. People gather around makeshift fires, trying to stay warm and comfort each other. Socially anxious, Yang keeps to himself, finding a corner away from the others. His isolation highlights his solitary existence, even more pronounced in this moment of collective crisis. Yang checks his watch and realizes the battery is dying. His AI companion, Ilsa, his constant support and only friend, goes silent as the battery dies. This loss is a significant emotional blow to Yang, who stares at the blank screen, feeling overwhelming loneliness and despair. Chun-Mu notices Yang's distress and approaches him. She sits beside him, offering silent companionship. Recognizing his sadness, she gently places a hand on his shoulder and assures him they are in this together. This moment marks the beginning of their bond, as they find solace in each other's presence. As the night progresses, Yang and Chun-Mu share their stories. Yang, typically reserved, opens up about his life, work, and fears. Chun-Mu talks about her family, hopes, and determination to survive. Their conversation helps them understand and empathize with each other's struggles. In the warmth of their newfound connection, Yang and Chun-Mu find strength. They plan their next steps, realizing their best chance of survival lies in sticking together and supporting each other. As dawn breaks, the survivors at Wang's home wake up to a dark sky, a constant reminder of the sun's death. Yang, feeling the weight of the unknown, seeks answers from Wang. Wang reveals that an advanced alien civilization has caused the sun's collapse to harvest its energy, leading to the destruction of Earth's solar system. He explains that a wormhole created by the aliens is causing the planets to drift away into space. Wang, resigned to his fate, decides to stay in his home until the end. However, he gives Yang coordinates for a possible refuge in District 4, acknowledging Yang's determination to survive. Yang, resolved to continue, shares the plan with Chun-Mu, who agrees despite her fears. They gather supplies and prepare to leave, watched by the other refugees with a mix of envy and silent prayers for their success. Wang watches from a distance, perhaps finding some comfort in the hope that his information might help them survive. Driving through the chilling streets, Yang and Chun-Mu confront the brutal cold as frost clings to their car windows and their breath hangs in the frigid air. Discovering Yang's water bottle frozen solid, they face the harsh reality of the plummeting temperatures. Spotting a space shuttle launch, they silently acknowledge the desperate flight of the wealthy. Arriving at Chun-Mu's parents' house, they find it abandoned and ransacked, a haunting contrast to its former warmth. Inside, they uncover a tragedy: the lifeless bodies of Chun-Mu's parents, victims of the chaos. In a moment of shared vulnerability, Yang reveals his own orphaned past, bonding with Chun-Mu in their grief. Encouraging her to move forward, they set out for District 4, united in their resolve to face the unknown together amidst the encroaching freeze. Yang and Chun-Mu drive through what they believe to be District 4, but soon realize they have mistakenly arrived in District 3. The area is sparsely populated, and signs of desperation are evident everywhere. Buildings are dark, and the streets are eerily quiet. As they drive, they spot an old couple waving at them from the porch of a small house. The couple invites them in, offering to sell them electricity generated from coal. Desperate for warmth and power, Yang and Chun-Mu decide to take the offer. Once inside, the old couple lures Yang and Chun-Mu into a room under the pretense of showing them the coal-powered generator. Suddenly, the woman locks Chun-Mu in the washroom, while the man knocks Yang down and snatches their car keys. Apologizing insincerely, the couple drives away with their car, leaving Yang and Chun-Mu stranded and defenseless. Yang's leg injury, sustained from the earlier mugging, is getting worse. He limps painfully, but Chun-Mu refuses to leave him behind. They gather their remaining supplies and set out on foot, the cold biting at their exposed skin. The journey is grueling. They survive on instant noodles, their only source of nourishment. During the nights, they sit together, admiring the cruel beauty of the night sky. The stars shine brightly without the sun's interference, creating a hauntingly beautiful scene. This shared experience deepens their bond, as they find solace in each other's company amidst the harshness of their reality. As they near the outskirts of a city, they spot their abandoned car by the side of the road. It appears the old couple left it there after exhausting the fuel. Relieved to find it, they quickly check the car, but before they can leave, they are surrounded by a group of mineworkers. The mineworkers capture Yang and Chen Mu, forcing Yang to work in the coal mines. The harsh conditions and Yang's injury make the labor unbearable. Chen Mu, kept under watch, anxiously looks for an opportunity to free him. Determined to rescue Yang, Chen Mu manages to smuggle a can of pepper spray. She sneaks into the mine and uses the spray to incapacitate the guards, freeing Yang. Despite the pain from his injured leg, Yang fights to escape with Chen Mu. During the escape, one of the mineworkers shoots Yang. He winces in pain but refuses to stop. Bleeding and weak, he is determined to make it to District 4 with Chen Mu. They manage to get back to their car and drive towards District 4 at full speed. Yang's condition deteriorates rapidly, and Chen Mu struggles to keep him conscious. The landscape around them grows increasingly hostile as the temperature plummets further. Nearing District 4, their car's battery finally dies, leaving them stranded once again. The windows and road begin to freeze over, and the cold becomes unbearable. They know they are out of options. With no way out, Yang and Chen Mu stay together in the back seat, holding hands tightly. An automated voice from the car informs them that they are experiencing their last moments on Earth. Yang, weakened and succumbing to the cold, slips into unconsciousness. Chen Mu, crying and desperate, places her head on his shoulder, holding him close as she falls asleep, freezing beside him. Sometime later, a vehicle stops beside their car. A couple emerges and, upon seeing Yang and Chen Mu, quickly brings them into their own vehicle. They drive the unconscious pair to a safe location in District 4, where they receive the care they need. In the end, a voice narrates that Earth is moving at high speed into a new galaxy. Soon, they will reach their new home, a planet with 3 suns, hinting at a new beginning for humanity. Last Sunrise is a visually impressive sci-fi drama that tells the story of Yang and Chen Mu as they try to survive in a freezing, desolate world. The film showcases stunning special effects that bring the apocalyptic setting to life and effectively blends action with emotional, character-driven moments. The story is engaging, exploring themes of loss, resilience, and hope. The bond between Yang and Chen Mu adds a touching human element to the epic narrative. Despite the complex plot, the film keeps viewers invested with clear stakes and a strong sense of urgency. Overall, Last Sunrise is a thought-provoking and emotionally resonant film that balances grand sci-fi spectacle with heartfelt storytelling, making it a must-watch for sci-fi fans. More exciting movies to come, so please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and click the thumbs like icon. Thanks for watching.